Hello everybody, and welcome back to Cracked Up Games, and welcome back to the Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Doesn't actually look like it left me off where I was last time. I don't exactly know how the save system in this game works. I know it auto-saves, but that's about all I know. So let me get back to where I was. Huh. I thought that campfire was on this side, but I guess not. Let me get back to where I was. So, I did change my OBS settings a bit, so hopefully the recording will go a little smoother this time.
Red Creek Valley. Seemed like a quiet, ordinary place.
Got this narration
I've
again.
learned two things in my life. No place is truly quiet, and nowhere is really ordinary.
Okay.
Ethan warned me about that.
Alright.
Warned me not to be fooled by what I saw here. He didn't need to worry. I'd worked dozens of cases, hundreds. This would be my last one.
Okay, thank you, Paul. Anyways, as I was saying, it looked like the actual video didn't have quite the same issues as what I saw with OBS itself on the little preview window, but there were still some problems, especially towards the end of the video. It looked like there was a little bit of lag. Hopefully this one will run more smoothly. I couldn't get DS4 Windows to come up, though. I don't know why. Alright, yeah, inspect all this again. And for anyone that saw the end of the last episode, we know where that blood came from now. And we need to find the crank for this somewhere, maybe. That's still really creepy how it kind of freaks the heck out like that. Alright, can you stop? Let me go in here, see if maybe that makes it stop. But yeah, yeah, because I can't do anything with this without the crank. But yeah, I couldn't get DS4 Windows to come up for some reason. Oh god, I did it again. I couldn't get it to open up. It starts and then the process just completely disappears from the task manager. So I don't know what's up with that. So still doing this with the keyboard right now. I may have to just try and like reinstall or re-download or something DS4 Windows after this recording session so that I can actually use a controller again. Right. And for those of you that did not see the last episode, still want to know what the heck's up with that. See, here's the rope. Cut ties, untied, tied. Okay, now that's actually interesting, because okay, hold on. I wish that there was like a crouch function. So I don't actually know what's up with this rope. I'm guessing the person was tied up with this, but then I don't know why it's untied or something. But yeah, going down here a little ways, we'll find the source of the blood on that little trolley, because here's a pair of legs. It's quite the thing to come across right after arriving in Red Creek Valley. There's not a sign here, under construction. I don't know where that's supposed to be at. Is it? Oh, hello, I didn't notice that last time, but still have this to check out. And this was where we actually left off last time, was after checking out this body. So I'm guessing that the person had quite a bit of willpower, because I'm guessing they were tied up and tried to escape. I don't know, when there's a path right here, why they would have been on the tracks down here. That's a little strange. What's that? I'm guessing they were trying to get away and got run over by the tram, crawled all the way over here, and mentioned head trauma, so I'm guessing someone just bludgeoned them in the head. And yes, this is like a kind of supernatural murder mystery type game, so there will be some gruesome imagery. Fair warning on that. I didn't exactly know how gruesome until I saw those legs in the last episode. Alright, what's this? It's a gas can. Gasoline. Dried grass. Rectangle shape. So this is where the rail car was sitting before, I believe. This is where it was actually sitting before, over the, over that grass, because it hadn't been able to get sunlight. Okay. So I'm guessing if we find the crank, we can move the rail car back there. So why is the canister of gasoline here? Alright, so... Oh, excuse me. Alright, so let's look down this way. I can't remember if I went down here in the last episode or not. I think I may have started to and then turned back around. So it coasts down here. God, this game is so pretty. This game came out in, I think, 2014, so it's like, this is almost a 10-year-old game, but it's still very pretty. I think it was 2014. Maybe it's more recent than that? I don't remember. I looked it up the other day, but I can't actually recall. Oh, I wish it was a jump function. Alright, not really finding anything down here. Not entirely sure what this area's purpose is, other than immersion and realism. Alright, what about up this side? I know it's probably just going to take me further down this walkway up here, but I need to check out the trail anyways. Keeping my eyes peeled. Oh! Oh, those, I guess a rock slide? Puts me out at the other side of that. Electric pole? What's going on here? More parts of the railway. Anything to find here, or... No, not really seeing anything on this. Huh. path going over there? God, this is quite the open area. I do hope I'm not going to miss anything important, because like I said in the last episode, this game has a pretty freeform structure. Like, there's not really a whole lot of guidance from like point A to point B. You're just kind of left to your own devices to find everything on your own. So I might end up missing some details. Do not enter. Oh, hello, what is this? Rock, divot, fresh dirt. Rock. Oh, did the person get hit in the head with a rock? Well, that seems like a weird choice if that's the case, because the rock would have come all the way from over there. The person died all the way over there. There's other rocks in that area. Why would the killer have taken the rock from here? It's an odd choice. Alright, so here's the other side of this rock slide. Which honestly is weird, because, like, where the heck does that railway go? It's like a lot of gravel here. That the railway's buried under, and that's just kind of strange. Alright, so I still have not found that crank, though. Let me go up here, yes? Maybe? No? Okay. So does this path... Yeah, it looks like this leads around that rock slide. Fog? It's like foggy over here. God, like, it's so weird. I know that there's no actual, like, threat in this game. Like, there's no combat, no enemies. I don't think it's possible to die or anything, but it's just so creepy. Just the ambiance and the isolation. Alright, do I have any more info? No? Huh. What am I looking for? What's missing? Where's the crank? Actually, as an added question, yeah, where is the rock that he was hit by? If that is actually what's going on with the rock, I don't actually know why it took the time to mention a rock. Yeah, it's like, look at all these rocks up here. So I don't actually know if that's what's going on with the rock back there. Alright, let me head back to this rail car real quick, just to poke around a bit. Alright, and there's nothing over here, right? So I don't know what this area even exists for. Like, I don't even feel like that would add anything to the immersion. It's just a weird random side area. Let's see, enter the rail car real quick. Is there anything in here that I've overlooked? Turn off. Forward, back, no. So I can't move that without the crank. I don't know where the crank is. Alright, let's follow the tracks. Keep an eye out on the sides of these in case there's anything hidden that I just haven't noticed. Oh, getting stuck on a tree. Here's where the rock came from that I still don't entirely know the significance of. I just have a guess. Alright, so what about over here? This really, really creepy area of the forest. Hello? Hearing animals. This is a huge area! Oh my god! I am going to get so lost here. I'm hearing creaking. Yeah, one interesting thing is I don't even know if this game has NPCs. Like, I don't know if there's any, like, character interaction in this, or if it's just walking around and finding things. Why is this so big? Oh my god. How am I ever supposed to find anything here? Jeez. God, it just keeps going. Holy crap. God, that is so pretty. But oh my god, this place is huge. How am I supposed to find something like a crank in such an open area? If you're a crank, clap twice. Let me up here. I do not know what I'm looking for. I don't even know if is anything to look for over here, or if I'm just wasting my time. All I know is the ambient noises and the isolation is really creepy. It is messing with my head. It is legitimately giving me anxiety. I wish I had an actual, like, functioning controller right now. I have a functioning controller, it's just that this game doesn't recognize PS4 controllers, apparently. What's this? What? The heck is this? Why is something like this in the middle of the woods? Okay, what is happening? Why is there an astronaut? And what's with this sudden intense music? What is happening? Why is there an astronaut? I mean, I know the developers are called the Astronauts, but this is still very strange. Where are you leading me, spaceman? What is happening in this game? I don't actually know where he is this time. There you are. What? What? What is happening? What is happening? I don't know what's happening anymore. Like, apparitions and visions and stuff like that was something I was kind of expecting after the first episode. I was not expecting interdimensional space travel. What is happening? What is this game? It's like 2, 3 other? No, there's a lot of other space pods. What is happening? Why are there so many of these pods? Hello? What is happening? Can I do anything? Game? Hello? I don't know if there's like something I'm supposed to be doing or not. I have no clue what's happening anymore. This has gotten really freaking weird. Oh, I can zoom in. Okay. Did not know that was a function I had. Hello? Hello? Game? Can I do anything? Hello? A note. Fangs. The beast had fangs, but was heavy and slow, so when it saw the light in the sky, it waited, thinking the light would go out like the others before it. When it did not, the beast rose up on its legs and went to the place where the fire was still burning. As the orange light died, another took its place. This one was blue, a bright and pure blue that the creature had only seen along the edges of the stars. The beast showed its fangs, and the light vanished. A moment later, the light appeared again between 2 distant trees. The beast wanted to go home, but could not ignore the light, so it chased it deeper into the forest. When the light stopped, it did so in a clearing of trees. The beast entered the circle, feeling no fear. The trees turned toward the beast, pointing at it like needles, but the tops of the trees lowered and dug into the ground. The trunks and roots were raised into the air and closed around the beast like walls. As the ground disappeared, the beast realized it would never use its fangs again. What?
Get out of my room, Travis!
Stories, stories. Always with the stories.
Get out!
I read the
Travis?
Fangs
That's a
one.
new name.
I liked the Beast. At least he gets to leave this goddamn place.
Where am I now? What's that? It's like a pavilion or something. Alright, so where am I now in relation to anything that I was just exploring? Found logs. Okay, there's the rail cars. That was so freaking weird. Okay, so I don't guess there's anything else to find in this forest. I have no clue at this point. That was so bizarre. Okay. Right, is there any other way to manually save? Does this game have any manual save function? Or does it only save if I find stuff like that? I don't actually know. Alright, well, given that I've apparently found a save point now after that, I'm going to go ahead and leave this episode here after that very strange occurrence. Okay, this is a train station. I see now where the rail goes. If you liked the video, then consider leaving a like. If you have any suggestions on how I can improve or anything else you wish to share, then consider leaving a comment. If you like what I do and want to see... It's like a light flash in the distance. Yeah. Anyways. If you like what I do and want to see more videos, then consider subscribing for more. Why are there flashing lights at the edge of my vision? Anyways, I'll see you all in the next video before I get distracted any further. Bye bye.